right now. I mean, Microsoft does that. They've been doing it forever. They
Yeah.
basically put out Windows 7. We test it, and they keep on making update after update after update.
Wow.
I'm not saying put out a halfway done product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to start somewhere, right?
That is cool. So you telling me they put out the product and then we're the guinea pigs to test it?
Ever since Windows was made, we're always the tester.
Holy cow! I never even knew that, Ronnie.
Update after update after update after update, and then sometimes they charge you for an update that
Uh-huh.
you tested. I mean, it's been like that forever.
Wow, that is cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I mean, that's my take on it.
Well,
So,
how are they getting over it, though, Ronnie?
um,
What can we do to encourage our viewers to get over the fact that, matter of fact, I'm like, dude, I am so not polished. You would not believe how when I'm willing and dealing, I'm like, dude, I'm so not polished. But the thing is, nobody knows.
I know
Nobody knows.
you get that fear in your gut when you're talking about a $300,000 house deal or whatever, and you're like, I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but I got to go swing at the ball, right?
Dude, it is so crazy. Like people would have no idea my insecurities about growing up. How dad, I remember. Anyway, I've had issues with dad and mom, and I've got the same insecurities. I suffer from a condition called sleep apnea, which is on my mind all the time. I got so much crap going around when I'm going to close deals. You gotta I call it putting it down in your toe. Putting it down
I
in your
mean, I
toe.
think we identified perfection paralysis. Like you got people that want to start to do something, but they're so scared that it's not perfect that they won't. So I can give you some tools on how to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
These tools don't necessarily work for me anymore. I'm gonna call out Jay Boykin and Tori Haskins because they used to be my, my when I'm not feeling it, I would call them and be like, hey man, I'm struggling right now. I can't get through this. I'm not gonna be able to sell enough. I'm not gonna be able to do enough. I'm a failure. It's not gonna work out. I've done that for years mentally. It's like a
Wow.
mental war.
Wow.
And I used to be able to talk to Tori or Jay, and those guys would be like, you're going to be fine. They would be cheering. Like Will Smith said it in one of his videos, they would be fanning my flame, like to keep me going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a specific example. Like one time, um, I was thinking about taking a second job, just to make ends meet,
Yeah.
like focus on my business during the day and then work at something at night to make more money.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with them and they were like, well, how many hours are you going to have to put in
Mm-hmm.
and how much money are you going to make? And so when I went through that thought process, they were like, you should put the extra hours into your business because you'll get a bigger return on that in the
Wow.
long run.
Nice.
And so if you're dealing with perfection paralysis, get good people that are going to fan your flames. They're always going to be rooting for you. They're going to believe in you.
Mm-hmm. Fan your
And
flame. Fan your flame.
yeah,
I heard that one.
now it doesn't work as much for me now because I'll call Jay, he's my best friend, and I'll call him and say, hey, dude, I'm struggling right now. I can't make it. I don't know what I'm going to do. And what he says is, oh, man, you always figure it out. You'll be all right. At this stage in the game, 20 years later, that's the fanning that I get. He's like, you'll be fine. You figured it out. I heard this before. Listen, Ron, let's talk about fantasy football.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
So
he doesn't even let the weed grow.
no, man, they don't believe me. I call and I'm like, Tori, I can't make it this month. It's not happening. She's like, oh, honey, you always work it out. You'll be fine. What do you want for dinner? So, you know, you got to get people that really do buy into that you're struggling mentally, and
Ah,
they can help lift you up. You probably go through that with your wife, right? They don't. They just know you're gonna work it out.
oh, Jesus. Let me get to that. I gotta tell our viewers, please, guys, if you got questions for Ronnie and I, is that right, Ronnie and I? Put them in the comment box. I'm gonna go down these questions at the end. Ronnie is a 20-year entrepreneur and car dealership owner. I've been in the real estate business since 2004. Throw your questions in, and we're gonna knock them out. Yes, Ronnie. People look at you and they don't know the crap that you're going through mentally. Like I feel like our brains are getting fried every day because no one tells us what to do. Nobody.
Yeah,
You have to freaking come in the morning on top of all the other stuff that's going on. right? And
Yeah.
make it happen. So they look at you like, oh, he all right.
Yeah. That's what it appears to be.
It's
Did I
challenging.
give you my running example in the morning? I'll give you this morning. Like I woke up at 2. I couldn't sleep. So I woke up at 2 a.m. and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the couch and try to go back to sleep. I know I'm getting up at 4:15 so I can go for my morning run. And so I'm laying there with the cat, and I'm like, man, you really don't need to go running. You're gonna be fine. Like those voices,
Resistance.
they're just like, you don't need to do this. You're gonna be
Resistance.
more comfortable laying right here. You're gonna be fine. Just sit here. And then I'm putting on my stuff and putting on my shoes. And I tell you what, man, if I don't have that stuff laid out at night waiting for me, it makes it almost impossible to get out of the door. My goal is just to get out of the door. And even then, I'm walking down the driveway and I'm thinking, that voice is like, just go back. You don't need to do this. This is crazy. It's 55 degrees. You ain't got a jacket on. It's like all of these things. But halfway through that run, I can feel the other voice pick up. And the other voice is like, you got this. Keep going. And,
Cool.
when I get done, I have never regretted it. Never regretted it. I always regret when I do turn around and listen to that voice and go sit back down. I always regret that. It's always like instant regret. So if you're
Well,
struggling out there being an entrepreneur, trust me, just because Chris is on here, he's got all these viewers, it doesn't mean that we're always just focused. We're focused on trying to make it through today. What are we going to finish today that's going to move the ball forward? Right,
wow,
Chris?
there you go. Yeah, well, you mentioned two things, Ronnie. You have on ramps. We do the same thing every night. I've got my gym bag, shoes, shirt, my gym
Yeah,
workout shirt, my shorts, too. It has to be by the door.
it has to be.
It's literally doing this, Ronnie. It's pulling me. It's pulling me to
Yeah,
the thing, you know? Evan Pagan calls it on ramps, man. That's all it is, dude. It's on ramps.
yeah.
But the other thing you talked about, God, I don't want to forget. Oh, being on track. Do you know what keeps me mentally focused with these in business in general, Ronnie, is because I know when I flew to Africa back in 2002, I believe, I flew to Africa. It just amazes me how I know that the plane, this freaking 747 plane, it's got upstairs, downstairs. We went on it when we went to Hawaii back in the day. This
Yeah,
big plane, it takes so much more momentum to get the plane rolling. But once you're in the air, it's just like it just soars. And not only does it soar, it's off track most of the time.
yeah,
It's off track. So the plane is doing this, but we don't know. As long as it gets to where it's going, dude. I mean, the plane is all it's just constantly adjusting,
course adjustment. Yeah,
course adjust. Dude, yeah, I mean, you don't have to be. We don't have all the answers, man. People think we just got all the answers, and we're just trying to learn just like you guys.
yeah. So, perfection paralysis, to stay on that topic, time seems to move in decades as you get older. The
Yes,
more you put things off, the longer it's going to take you to get started. And so
decades.
I think part of the reason why I am successful at what I do is because of all the pain and suffering I went through in the beginning. People laughing at me, you're not going to be able to make money doing that. It's going to be difficult. Why don't you just get a job? You also have those voices that are out there,
External voices.
and you've got to find a way to associate with folks that, once again, are going to fan your flames and believe in you. So
Wow, external voices. Well, I wanted.
if
Oh,
you're thinking
Ron,
about it,
but
get started.
yeah, I mean, get started. Yes, but it's kind of yeah. I mean, well, I wanted to ask you, Ronnie, what ghosts like when I teach class, I go over the different ghosts that could be holding people back. Ghosts, we think that they're real, but they're really not. So sometimes it's your family member that could be holding you back, Ronnie, or someone close to you, or past experiences that you just can't get over. What can you recommend for our viewers to kind of get over that hump?
Ghosts that are holding you back.
You think they're real. Like I had a lady call me, she goes, my husband just doesn't believe in me. My husband doesn't believe in me. And I had never experienced that, a family member not believing in you. So it was kind of, I don't know how to I didn't know how do you get over coming home every day and your husband, like, how can,
Well, I think that that's the norm, that people don't, thinking that someone's going to believe your dream like
Mm,
you believe it.
yeah.
I mean, if you're waiting for that to happen, you might
Oh
be
yeah,
waiting for a lifetime.
that never happens.
And it's not important that they believe, but, we have to look in the mirror. I mean, if you're, like you said, it's a ghost. Like if your husband is telling
Yeah.
you that he doesn't believe in you and your dream and your vision, that should not be the reason why you don't complete your vision,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
I
It's
mean, it
challenging.
shouldn't be. I mean, it's just words. I mean, that person is really close to you, and it's gonna suck. But if you let that stop you, then you're buying into his belief
Yeah.
that
A lot
you
of people
can't
do that
make it.
though. Yeah,
So
you buy into people, other people's words, you buy into their lifestyle, man. I was told that too. All right,
yeah,
get your questions in here. Get your questions in, guys. Please put what city you are in, what city or what state you're in, so we know where the hell you're at. Ask
hey,
questions.
I got another question for you.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, so do you ever get stuck?
Do I ever get stuck regarding what aspect? Shit, so much.
Like, we talk about all these on ramps and all these things, and sometimes in my world, I'll get stuck. Like I can't get out of my mind's way because all of the noise is starting to seep in, and I'm starting to feel I can't do this anymore. I can't make it happen. I
I
can't
got you.
figure it out,
That's right.
and I'm stuck. And I need to mentally get unstuck. If you deal with that, I'd like to understand, what do you do to recharge? What do you do, Chris?
You know what, dude, man? I did a video the other day, man, about I literally, Ronnie, have to convince myself every day that I am in the real estate business. People think I wake the freak up and I just get out there, people giving me houses. And I mean, yes, it does happen, but I have to, I swear, every day I have to say, I'm a real estate investor. I am a real estate investor. This is the world I live in. Let's go do this. Because constantly I'm like, I used to suffer from, man, what if I don't find my next house? What if I could never find another house to buy? You know, what if I never did that? What if what if I couldn't come up with the money to close my next deal? And what helps me out is, man, I'm telling you, my failures in the past, all this trouble I'm going through is better than waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, driving to the foundry and having black stuff coming out of my nose and every time I get home. Dude, that was my biggest thing. I think people scared if you're scared to fail, you got to get over that shit. Walt Disney said he thinks every person needs to have a good failure. And I'm not saying base your life on fear of failure, but it just has helped me, Ronnie. I don't want to go back to that, you know? How about you?
Well, so I like to look at the world and sales, no matter what you're selling, and
It's
it's
irrelevant.
going to be hard. It's going
Period.
to be difficult, and you're going to get stuck. But so then you have to shrink the world down so that it doesn't look so big, because we all want to measure results. We all want to count the numbers. I got 3 houses under contract. I've got 4 car deals pending. We want to count those numbers, but what people forget is what got them to those numbers. And so what I try to teach is be consistently working on the things that get you to the deal. And I call that eating your vegetables.
Oh, Lord.
When I'm sitting with my kid and we got string beans and potato salad or whatever, and he's like, I don't like the string beans, Dad. I'm like, eat them first. Eat them first. So what I'm talking about here is, if you find yourself stuck, a way to work out of it, go to work that morning, get up, number one, and then make your phone calls. The phone calls you don't want to make. The
Mm-hmm.
phone calls that usually are going to take all the life out of you, but you got to smile and dial. You got to make those phone calls. You got to put on your outfit, and you've got to go knock on doors that day,
That's
because
right.
you can measure activity. Measuring just the results is not going to get you to be consistently successful.
That's right.
Measuring your activity, whether it's playing football, running track, whatever the case may be, you can always measure the activity. Your coaches will always tell you, run a lap, do whatever the case may be, go back and run those hurdles again. swing at another ball, go to the batting cages. I mean, those are the things. That's the eating your vegetables I'm talking about. And so when I find myself stuck, I try to find one or two things that I can actually focus on to help dig myself out of it. It's not hard. It's not easy, but you can do it.
Not easy. But you know what? Brian Tracy wrote a book called Eat That Frog, Ronnie. He talks about if you eat a frog the first thing in the morning, everything you do for the rest of the day tastes much better.
Tastes good. Right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Eat the frog first. So every morning what I do is I know now, I can't believe I'm walking into a world of being an author. Every morning I'm writing at 6:30 in the morning. I'm just writing. It's not my favorite thing to do, but you get it out of the way, right?
Right. Yeah. Once you get it done, then you can measure that activity. You can it also works against you, because if you don't get it done and you're not seeing those results that everybody wants, those closed deals, you go back and look down at your production. Didn't eat a frog, didn't eat a frog, didn't eat a frog. Oh, yeah. Then it becomes crystal clear why you're not getting the deal. Right.
Does it boil down to the numbers too? I'm just like the numbers. I love them because they can't lie. I mean, you look at how many frogs you ate. It's like, dude, I didn't eat any frogs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the numbers never lie. Numbers never lie.
I love it.
They just don't.
They can't.
And they'll catch you. You can get lucky and get a few deals every month. But if you don't put in the consistent work, you have market adjustments. You have market corrections. Right now, this is a good time for people to hear this because the market is on fire.
Yeah.
So you and I can walk to Wendy's, which is a block over there, and get a house deal. I just close my eyes and go, anybody need a car? And, somebody needs a car. But what matters to me is getting through the recession and getting through the tough times in business and still being able to be successful.
Well, I applaud you for that too, Ronnie, because you have been through a recession. Is it one or two?
3. Remember the tech bubble? Remember the tech bubble?
Was that?
That's like 1998.
Yeah, good Lord. You were in that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's get to some questions. Ronnie, you want to start knocking off some questions? So we already been on for 20 minutes.
Yeah, what do you got?
This lady's pulling up. I don't know why people like to stop by my house. Why do people just come by my house? You got some first? You want to go on your Facebook first, or we go on YouTube?
Let me take a look while you're looking. I don't know.
Guys, if you got questions, put them down, please. Hey, Chris. Hey, what up, Guillermo? What's up, my brother? Good Lord. Dean Graziosi. Oh, Lord. Realist. What's up, brother? Antelope Valley. What up, Cherie? Mr. Haskins, good information. Thank you.
So John Evans is saying he's looking for someone to do a joint venture with so he could spread the wealth. I don't know what that means. If you could elaborate on that question. Maybe that's more of a real estate question, Chris?
Yeah, we do joint ventures. Jen Rail. Hey, Chris, I hope you do more. Day in the life. She's in college. Oh, wow. Okay. Moving forward in real estate. Praise God, Jarrell. Jen Rail. I go through that with my wife. Oh, okay. Okay, so Guillermo says he's going through a lot of issues with that. Remember earlier we were talking about ghosts. I know it's challenging when you come home and because people exterior, they're looking for results, Ronnie, right?
Right.
They're just looking for results. What are the numbers? Well, how much did you make today? Guillermo, for you, I would say, unfortunately, brother, life happens. It doesn't happen. We are in our chimp tendencies. Unfortunately, we're programmed to do this. That's why the lottery and the casinos are so popular. We want to do this and get a result. Get a result.
Yeah.
Our Eben Pagan calls it our chimp tendencies, our chimpanzee tendencies. The problem with business, you have to almost do work backwards. You have to do all the work, then get the money. You have to put the wood into the stove, light it, and then get the heat. You can't look at the stove and say, give me heat before you light the fire. It's very challenging, the mindset to change. All the way from New Zealand. Hey, Pew, what's up, realist? Okay, Ronnie. Renzel Jetson. What's up, brother? Where are you from? He wants to know, he looks young for his age. How do you deal with people who don't take you seriously as a business person and a real estate investor? I've had a few run-ins where he's had to set people straight. I guess he has a problem with people looking at him as being too young to do business.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What's his name? Renzel?
Renzel, like Denzel.
Renzel, I had to deal with that. When I started doing this, I was 28 years old,
Wow.
and spending money on cars and buying cars and flipping cars and helping people through their decisions was difficult. You have to have a body of work. So you just got to keep going after it, and sooner or later, your consistency will lead to credibility. It's just another what Chris was talking about earlier. It's another ghost.
Yep.
It's another thing that's saying they don't believe in you. Too young. Stop. It's trying to get you to stop. You just got to crash through that wall and continue to push forward. Sometimes you're going to find out that some people just aren't going to be your clients no matter what. And so the more you consistently go, the more credibility you have. I've seen a TV show, if you're talking real estate, the $1 million real estate investors, some of those kids are like 22 and they're only doing $1 million homes. So that's a good question, but I think it's just another ghost that's trying to get you to stop.
That is a ghost. But Renzel, I would recommend you to get a book called Getting to Yes Within. Getting to a Yes Within. I'm reading it now, actually. He talks about the big thing, his thing is the acronym for BATNA. BATNA, BATNA. Your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. But what he's really talking about is not negotiating externally. He's talking about negotiating with yourself. It's okay to suck at something. I know I did when I sucked. It's okay to not be a master negotiator or be a master wheeler and dealer, car salesman, car dealer owner, big bad house buyer, cash in the bank. I close your house in 2 days. I buy. You're not born like that. So the best
But it's a learned behavior.
It is a learned behavior. You get it over time. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, I was just going to say these skill sets are very learnable. I mean, I didn't like to speak in public when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. And so I meet people now. I had a guy tell me not too long ago, he's like, you got the gift of gab. I'm like, well,
You do.
I don't know if it's a gift or it's a skill. I mean, you can work on that skill.
It's a skill, Ronnie. I know.
And that's what I'm, go back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, let's say you're having a hard day, you get stuck, you think you can't make it. You can challenge yourself to go to a networking group and speak in front of 15 people. Yeah, it's going to sound choppy and messy, but you're going to get better and better and better over time. And a lot of you don't know this, but our production that Chris and I are doing right now is started the same way. We just woke up one night and said, we're going to do it. I don't have a production team. We will get to a production team, but we had to start, right, Chris?
You have to start. But we're Ronnie, I think being an entrepreneur and having the entrepreneur mindset, I'm cool with sucking.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I suck at a lot of things.
I think before we meet from Renzel, don't be afraid to suck. And let me tell you this, dude, get some referrals. I tell everybody. I have a stack. Matter of fact, the next time we'll talk about building credibility, Ronnie. We'll get into that on next Friday. I got a stack of referrals, brother. When I show up with somebody, it ain't just me. I have got a bag on my back of people. I'm like, listen, before I even talk to them, if they're going to give me money, like when I do a lease option, somebody's giving me $5,000, $10,000 down out of their pocket. I'm like, look, first thing I tell them, I know this is a lot of money, even if it's 2,000, whatever it is. Here's a referral of 10 people you can call before you give me a dime.
You're talking about references, not referrals.
References. Yeah, references. I'm sorry. Yeah, referrals. I'll lay them on the table right in front of them. I don't want any of your money until you call any of these people. You can tell them, and these are all people that they can pick the phone up. And I have not one time had them call anybody. It's like once you, what is it? Evan Pagan says, take away the risk. Once you offer them that 30-day return, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, you can get testimonials too.
Testimonials,
right?
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
Testimonials. Some of your biggest fans are your customers, and so they're gonna speak very highly of you.
Yeah.
Especially right after you did a really good job for them. So that's a good thing for you to do, Renzel. Like if you get a great deal, go ahead and ask them to give you a referral. I don't think they'll say no.
Not only that, Ronnie, he doesn't have to do. I mean, since he's young, I'm like, get referrals from your friends and family, dude. Just tell people, hey, I'm a great guy, Uncle Hoa. I have referrals from my parents. I've got referrals from my friends. They know you.
Yeah, we can spend a lot of time on this, Renzel, because a lot of it is going to be based on what you can give too, like how you're helping the people around you. So when you're not credible and you're 21 and people don't believe that you can handle $1 million deal, they start believing you when you have people coming to the table that you can help them. Like they're like, most of the time when people are networking, they're trying to see what they can get. But what they miss the boat on is, you know, hey man, I want to do $1 million deal, but how can I help you with your deal? How can I make your life easier? You know, maybe I have a contractor that you don't know that can get this job done at a better number. So if you can find a way to help the people around you in your community that you're growing your business in, that'll help you get credibility really quickly as well.
Yeah, that's it. Just helping people. When I go to real estate houses, Scott Jelinek says, "Just be a consultant. How can I help you?
How can I help?" Yeah.
Get out of that chimp tendency about, you can't focus on the dollar. It's just like dating. I don't know, my brother. You can't go after it. If you have the beautiful female you're dating, you can't go after it. You got to go all around it. Dating, being nice. I'm serious. Making money is like romance in what I've seen. You can't go just right after a dollar because dollar is irrelevant. It's just a piece of paper. You have to create the world around it. Then the dollars will flow in, right?
I think that's one way to look at it too, Renzel. It's like, you know, when I worked at a car dealership a long time ago, and a customer would come in, and I'd go work with them, they'd leave, and my manager would be like, "What happened?" And I'm like, they didn't." And he, before I could get the words out of my mouth, he went, "They went somewhere else to run into a salesman, huh?" Like I'm like, okay, yeah, it was brutal back in the day, but I
That's
think
terrible.
that's terrible. But my point is, it's like, you know, you've got to find a way to continue. You know, like I lost my train of thought, but like focusing on helping them. And oh, that was the point I wanted to make. So when you're working with someone and they think you're too young or whatever, you've got to find a way to earn their business. I think that's a lost art. Everybody thinks they just deserve it. Like, hey, I want your business. I'm at the networking thing. Like they pull in the thing. But like you have to challenge yourself on how you can earn that business.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do to earn that business? Does that mean they have to go to where they are and have breakfast with them, go play golf with them, building credibility any way you can so that they learn to depend on you genuinely? Then you've got to want to do that. You can't just fake it. You got to want to do it. So earning the business, I still believe you can do it, even if you're very young, and eventually hire the people that didn't think you could do it.
Oh, in Jesus. Okay, yeah, Asantewa says a neighbor in Brooklyn has two-family house for 700,000. Is that overpriced? Yeah, we can't get into numbers here because I don't know your market. The city said the building can be built on the property, but it's huge. I recommend you to go to the city, and this is going to be a real estate question. Go to the city and see what open and closed permits are there. You gotta be assigned to a Hamilton. You have to, before you do any deal, you have to verify if they're open and closed permits. First thing you're going to find out. After that, then you can verify whether the land has been ever built on. If there was something there, something there before, 9 times out of 10 you can build on it. Let's see, Guillermo. Hey,
it says John Evans says he chose the wrong mentors in the past, but he's pushing through.
Go ahead.
I don't know what you mean, John. Are you saying that you're working on getting new mentors? Because I think you need a mentor in your life. But did the wrong mentors like that? See, that's a good failure to have, though. I mean, you tried to get a mentor, it didn't work out. So the question is, what did you learn from choosing the wrong mentors? You know what I mean? So that you don't continue to repeat doing the same thing. That makes any sense? Post it in the comments box.
Did you have? Tell us about some of your mentors. I mean, I'm always quoting my mentors. I'm like, I didn't think of nothing.
Well, like I said, like I've had, Steve's been in my life for 23 years. He's a little bit older than me. And then I have lots of different people that mentor me in different ways. I think you have to have good people in your life that'll help you. I mean, that they challenge your thinking. They don't want to do it for you, but they'll challenge your thinking and elevate your thinking. Like that's how I got opportunities without direction or distractions. I mean, that was something that was preached over and over and over again to me until I finally understood it. It took me about 10 years to understand it.
Nice.
Stop chasing shiny things. But
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I figured it out.
All right. So Jeff, you got one more there or no? Jeff is saying he reached out to me. Oh, your email. I'm sorry, Jeff. Guys, I cannot describe to you the amount of emails that we receive, but give me some time and I promise you I will get back to you regarding coaching and training. Jeff, just give me a little time, brother. Don't forget, I got daddy daycare this week. I have to watch the kids. Grandma's in town. I'll get to you. John, question. What do you guys think of this real estate market currently? Crash, imminent, or correction? Go ahead, Ron. You're a real estate too. You're an investor too. Shit.
I am. I think that there are two things that drive the market from what I've learned over the last 20 years, and that is fear and greed.
Oh, yeah.
Period. You either want to make money or you're running from it because it's crashing. And I see it all the time, and so what do I think about the housing market right now? I mean, my properties are up so much, it's crazy, but that doesn't mean that we need to celebrate. That means you have to have a long-term plan. Are you buying and holding, or are you just trying to buy and flip? I mean, to me, if you're looking to buy and flip right now, you're going to have a tough time, unless you've got an exorbitant amount of cash to be able to outbuy everybody else. And then your margins are going to be depressed. So buying and holding right now while the market is rising is where I'm at. I like that strategy. It's helping me achieve the real estate goals that I want to achieve within the next decade a little bit faster. But it doesn't mean we just celebrate and pull money out of them and go try to buy something else because, you want to buy low and sell high. So right now, I'm not in the market to sell. My plan is to continue to hold.
Good. Two things, Ronnie. Do you want to share? I can share what I did. I pulled money out of one of my properties many years ago. Did you want to go back with that? Or did you talk about that at all?
Which property?
I'm just saying I can share real quick the lesson that I learned about pulling money out of a house, pulling equity out of one of my rental properties that I should never have done.
My situation worked out. I mean, I pulled some money out to invest in my business about 12 years ago, and it's worked out fine. But go ahead. I don't think I had a failure with it.
You used that to invest in your future, though. You didn't use it to purchase consumable goods.
No, sir. Did you do that?
Yes.
Oh, so that's exactly what I was saying. Like, the market is really high, so you were just balling. You were just balling out. Like, as long as I got checks, I got money.
I had bought a house for like 90, and I called the bank. They sent me one of those cards. They typed it in. They were like, "Dude, your place is worth 120." I'm like, "Oh wow, okay, I'll take 10 grand." They mailed me the checkbook. Obviously, I spent it like that. Now I'm like, I'm in debt for another 10 grand on top of the 90. Who said that? What do you do? John, he's down in Miami. Good God. If you got some houses, if you only take money out, if you're going to do what my brother did, was invest in his business, and he had the skill, the wherewithal, and the acumen to do that. But yeah, as I'm getting older, long term is the way to go. Yes, money is also true. My spreads, my margins are getting a little compressed, if you will. There's just so much money out there. I know two guys that have $20 million put together that I bid against at the courthouse steps. So it is challenging.
But that's what makes your expertise and your, working on your craft. You understand, like, even in this market right now, the car business is really high. Like, for everybody, for dealers, for consumers, for clients, for everything is high. But that's when your expertise and working on high, like the supply is low, the demand is high. So the prices are being pushed up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But, that's when being an expert and being well-disciplined pays off. Being a disciplined investor is way more important than just making a little bit of money.
Yeah, the money's irrelevant. Jim Rohn says, if you make $1 billion, best you become a millionaire in your head. Because a lot of us can make money. The more money you get, the stupider you get because you don't know how the hell to manage it.
Yeah. I see
All right,
Brandon
real.
Bournes is watching this. Chris, I want to introduce you to him.
Okay.
He's a video producer in town.
Okay.
He does a lot of videos. Brandon, did you have a question today? Maybe not.
I got about 50 questions, Ronnie.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
God, I think I can't even scroll to the bottom. Northern Canada, what's
Yes,
up?
I know you're very popular. You're my best baby brother. My only baby brother.
I love JJ from Good Times. Where can I hide? Where can I hide?
Go ahead. What you got?
I will tell you though, Ronnie, you don't ask me, but this stuff is by design, my brother. This stuff is by design. I've been studying internet marketing, my brother, since 2012. I am fascinated with how the internet, dog, can change your life overnight.
Overnight?
Overnight. I tell you the other day, man, I went to bed, woke up, I had like 10,000 views on one thing. It's truly amazing.
Okay,
Okay,
well, pull out a question.
let's do it. Question. General. I'm going to read. My wife says I mumble when I'm looking at the questions running, so I'm going to be quiet and read. Realist, John. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Realist. He's something.
Realist, what's up, man? How you doing, realist?
Dude, it's something. All right. Chris, how do I look at the real estate market? Do I know if it's going to go up or down and assess the values? Yeah, you need to get out of the prediction business. I'm not in that business. I was in the matter of fact, in 2006, there was a strategy in real estate. The strategy was buy a house today, get negative cash flow for a year. I hope you're hearing this. Sell it in a year and make 20 grand. That was being taught across the board. And I got hemmed up in it. Attorneys were teaching it. Matter of fact, Troy Titus, which is the local attorney, he went to jail for 30 years teaching that strategy. But we are out. Investors make money when we buy. We make money while we hold. We make money when we sell. Investors make money on all three. So if you're not making money like that, you are investing and you are not an investor. But that's okay to be investing in your future. You don't have to have a bunch of cash flow right now. But just remember, I always like the fences. Either you are an investor or you are investing. And it's okay to be, to understand if you're not making money when you buy and why you own something, you are investing.
Yeah, I agree
Let's,
with that. I think that predicting the future is crazy. I mean, it's not gonna. Warren Buffett can't do it.
no. I tell
You
people,
just
I'm
have to
like,
have a plan, and you have to work the plan.
yeah. I tell people, Ronnie, I'm not that good at predicting the future, and I'm not that good in business. That's why I need to be insulated with good deals, solid deals.
I think that you have to understand that being disciplined is what you need to become really good at. Being able to walk away from a deal once it's past the threshold of where your numbers are
Walk away.
and being educated about it, your investment or investing or investor, you set your criteria. I read that book, Keller Williams, Real Estate Investing. All of my properties are 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage.
I'm
And so
blessed with that.
basically that is my sweet spot. And
Hmm.
so anything that pushes me out of that paradigm or starts to change my mind, I have to take a self-check and look at it and go, all right, this isn't working out.
Yeah.
And watch money walk out. Potential money. You think you're going to get some money on this deal. In essence, you're probably going to lose. And so basically, when I see a car go for too much money, I feel bad about it for maybe 5 minutes because I really needed that car. But then I go back to my checklist and go, yep, that is way outside of my paradigm. Somebody is making a mistake on that car, not me.
Well, not only
Whether it
Ronnie,
be a
they could
house,
have
car, whatever.
well, they could. My thing is, not everybody has the same equation as you, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have your own investment strategies. You have to have your own guidelines that you work within.
So
And
the
everybody's
guy.
tolerance for risk is different.
The guy that bought that car you're referring to, like when I go to the auction, you're going to car auctions, Ronnie. I'm going to real estate auctions. You may think, or I may think, I say it all the time. How in the hell are you making money if you pay an X dollars? But he may be walking away with a buyer for $5,000 more than what he paid for it, right?
I mean, that's potentially.
We don't know. I'm just
Probably
saying
not.
We don't know though.
We don't know. But I'm the first thing you said in the car business. You always make your money on the buy.
Real estate too.
If you can't predict I'm going to buy this house or car and sell it for this much money. You have an idea.
Yeah.
But if you take that idea and your analysis on your potential margin, then that should set a hard line for where you buy. And so thus you always make your money on the buy.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. I mean, I had to learn that the hard way.
But with that person's equation, like for instance, he might be making money on the finance. Or like I've got a guy that I compete with. This guy has so much capital. He buys houses for his workers to live in. I know because I see them. He owns one in my neighborhood. They just bought it for his contractor to live in. So you can't base your strategy on somebody else's. It's a losing game.
That's correct. You have to have your own strategy, and then you have to work it every day consistently until you can measure the body of work that you put in through whatever amount of time you put on it.
There you go. I got another question, Ronnie. That you got one more.
Go ahead, man. I don't think I have any. Nobody wants to talk to me. They like talking to you. Real estate's more fun.
All right, Apple Mac 5. Apple Mac 5. Where are you from, dog? Put your city and state in here so I can know who we're reaching out to. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Ronnie. What's the name of your channel, brother Ronnie?
Ronnie Haskins.
Ronnie Haskins. Subscribe to my brothers, both of our channels, so you can get updates on when we're going to be out here.
Somebody join us from New Zealand.
Isn't that cool? Ronnie, if you go to you can pull it up a YouTube channel and you can see the questions too. You can read them. Apple Mac 5 said he's looking at a property, 2 properties on 1 lot, selling 40% below fair market value. Okay, so we're at 60% ARV. I was concerned about the second house being illegal, but the tax assessor has the house on the second lot listed. Does this mean it is approved? Yes, if the tax assessor has it, that means they've got all the permits. Everything is official. So you're good. The house is approved. I wouldn't worry about that. I would worry about the condition of that property and what type of infrastructure is under there. Sewer, water, what's in the ground. I'd be worried about that.
Oh, I see the questions now, Chris.
Just bring it up and pause it. You don't want to have it live. Just pause it. I always tell my students in college that if they don't feel comfortable during their college years, then they're doing it wrong. You right about that, Guillermo? You got to know what you're doing. Let's see. Questions. Part of the... Realist, we're brightening up. Sounds good. 6-4. All right. Any more questions? You guys have got more comments than we have. What are your major forms of marketing and how many pieces weekly? Ronnie, what type of marketing do you do, brother?
Well, one of the most effective marketing things that I've ever used in my business and how I developed a referral business, like meaning customers get referred to me, is networking, and finding ways to help other people and other business owners in the town. Like you want to be the go-to person that people call when they need paint. If you're doing real estate, paint or whatever, and so the only way you can do that is by giving. You got to find a way to give to help other people and be happy in their success. And then it comes back to you. In your towns, all over the country, there's a networking group called BNI, Business Networking International. BNI. I've been a member of my chapter in Colorado Springs for over 10 years. Mm-hmm. And it is a quality group of people who like to help each other succeed. And so through time, we develop relationships and trust, and then we can basically refer to them. And you got to live by this thing. People buy from people they know, they like, and they trust.
I knew it.
That's it. So it doesn't matter. Notice I didn't say who's the cheapest. They buy from people who are the most price, whatever. They buy from people they know, they like, and they trust.
Period.
And that trust, you can gain it a lot of different ways, but you've got to spend time in the community, networking and helping people.
Yep. Good one on that. All right, we do marketing. I do direct mail. I don't do much, 200 a week probably. We do postcards and letters. Renzel on Facebook. Okay, solution services. What are your major forms of he did that. Realist. Oh my goodness. The problem with this thing is when you scroll down, it kind of. Okay, Billy. Oh my goodness. Taylor, can you get this cup out of Billy's mouth, please? My dog is. Good God. Please.
Is that your dog's name, man? Billy?
Billy. You don't even want to get started on Billy. Get that cup out of his mouth. He's running around the living room with the cup.
Hey, man, we got somebody in from Northern Canada.
Go ahead. Yeah, I saw that.
General de la Cruz, Northern Canada. How you doing?
Go. Do you do loan modifications? I do not. Y'all going back. I'll be done in about 5 minutes. You can have a snack. Go ahead. Chris, I never did a loan modification. I don't have a staff. Should I try them without a staff? No. I have done loan modifications, not personally, but we have a company or a real estate broker that handles that stuff. So you can find one in your area. A loan modification, for our viewers that don't know, is where someone owes $1 million on a house and the payment is $10,000 a month. The bank will come in and say, "You know what? We know we got you in this terrible, crappy loan. So now your payment is now $4,000 a month, and we'll take whatever you owe us in arrears and put it on the end of that loan to make it short."
That doesn't sound good.
I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah. What about this question, Chris?
Go ahead.
She says,
make sure you start from the one that we just finished, so we don't have to go back up. Oh, go ahead.
She's asking, how do you know if the market is going up or down, and how do you assess the values? Like, I understand you can't predict the market, but is there a way to be a diligent investor and look at trends and be able to analyze what you should be paying for houses? That's from General de la Cruz in Canada.
General, yeah. Well, we were talking about that earlier. There are two types of appreciation. Organic, if you will, where people are buying and selling in an ordinary market, and forced appreciation. That's where you have people, you probably noticed all around the country, they're coming in and leveling, quote unquote, projects. And I'm seeing it.
Regentrification?
Gentrification, yeah. That's called forced appreciation. So if you forced appreciation, like matter of fact, I just bought a house right next to a new Kroger up here. Like Kroger is like the Mac Daddy of grocery stores in Hampton Roads. Everybody wants to go to Kroger. I bought this house strategically because I knew that Kroger was going to have a strip mall and they want to have a bunch of houses there, the anchor store. So forced appreciation is what you kind of look for, because you can follow that blindly, like the sheep. You can follow forced appreciation anywhere. But organic is more, you're going to have to do more research, and this takes time. It's not going to go up as fast. Forced appreciation, if you're looking for like an appreciation or an indicator of value going up and down, I would look for forced appreciation. It's easy to do. You drive around town, you can see it. I got a lot of those, Ronnie. I'm down to Apple Mac. I already answered.
I see it.
Yeah, Apple Mac. When you don't have a mentor, you can do that one wrong.
Yeah. So Renzel, to do a little follow up with Renzel Jetson, he says we're right, and he feels like people really want him to stop. And he thinks it's ridiculous. I mean, I think that if you're going to be successful, there's always going to be resistance. You know, whether it's you're going to be the best football player, there's tryouts every year. You know, you're going to be the best baseball player, you're only as good as your last batting average. You know, so you're always going to have detractors. It doesn't mean they hate you. It just means they can't see your vision. They don't understand. They don't have any clue of what it feels like to be Renzel trying to make something big happen. The trick is to not get caught in that and to stay in that level. You got to find a way to rise above it. And so the company you keep will, a lot of cases, dictate your success. So you've got to get a circle of people around you that do believe it. You understand? There's only so much time that you can continue to blame the people around. You can't do that. You've got to get different people around you that fan your flames, that believe in you. And you got to let other people that keep detracting from you, you got to let them go. So you shouldn't be coming back to the channel talking about people that are detractors and holding you back and wanting to see you fail. You follow me? That's
going to be everywhere, man. When people want to see
it's going to be everywhere.
People don't want to see, dude, get this out of your mind. No one wants to see you succeed. Period. I mean, they want you to be down with them.
Hey, remember that Chris Rock thing? He's like talking to his daughter. He's like, when you leave the house, nobody gives a F about you. And the few people in the house are on the fence. But as soon as you leave the house, nobody in the entire world gives a F about you. Yeah. So part of the problem, Renzel, is yourself. You got to find a way to understand that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Mm-mm. It's hard for people to get over that, Ronnie. I think it takes time to get over the fact that I'm the shit. I don't care what you think. Robert Kiyosaki, man, said there's 3 types of people out there that we're going to meet. People that love you no matter what you do. I got people that love me no matter what I do.
Yeah.
People that hate my guts no matter what I do. What. They hate me. They hate me.
Yeah.
Our job is to convince that other third, come on over and love me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
And take care of the ones that do love you.
Yeah, take care of them too. Quick claim deed. I'm going to keep rolling, Ronnie. We've been on this thing for an hour. I got to get this wrapped up. Quick claim deed question. Can the bank, you want to read that one? I can read it.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Can the bank dispute the transfer and take the property back? I'm sorry, C Blue. C Blue, where you at, dog? What's your city and your state in there? So we know
South Carolina. He's from South Carolina.
Okay, I didn't see it. Thank you. Thank you, Ron. Quick claim deed. Quit claim deed. Thank you, C Blue. I want to say thank you for not saying quick claim deed first. It's not a quick claim deed. It's a quit. Just like realtor. Where's my knife? I gotta cut my
realtor.
I'm gonna cut
Mines.
Realtor. Okay. Quit claim deed is nothing. All they're saying is, listen, any claim that I have, I'm quitting it back to you. Okay, I don't care. Can the bank dispute that? Give me a scenario which the bank would care about a deed. The bank cares about money.
The mortgage.
Don't forget, all they want is money. The bank, we have, in our society, we have intertwined this whole money thing with real estate. A house doesn't care that you owe $1 million on it. Just like that same house wouldn't care if you owed it free and clear. It's irrelevant. The house doesn't care. So you have to give me a little bit more on that. Ronnie. Oh, okay. Cherie B. Hey, Cherie, what's up, buddy? How do you find, you're in California, how do you find a good real estate attorney in California as a new investor, to avoid high costs? I guess I have to take that one, Ronnie.
Yeah, I saw that one. Oh, man.
B&I
Call
Group.
Danny?
Well,
what city?
Yeah, he's in LA. He's in LA. You didn't email me this, Cherie, but I would tell you every time I'm looking for a referral, I go to Bigger Pockets. Ronnie, we have an online B&I for real estate investors. We can hang out and just ask each other questions. Like I have a coaching client in Indiana. I just log on Bigger Pockets, say, hey guys, help. I need an attorney in Indiana. Go to biggerpockets.com, biggerpockets.com, and go to meetup.com, and you can join your local real estate investors group, and I promise you, they're going to have all the answers. Cherie, that's all I'm going to do if you ask me a question. Go ahead.
What about Legal Shield? I mean, if you're just getting started out and you need a lawyer, I mean, you can get legal representation for like $40 a month.
Really?
And they let you send documents to them. You get so much court time a month or whatever the case may be, but you can look up Legal Shield. There's representatives all over the country. I don't sell it, but there's lots of people that use Legal Shield to protect themselves. It's a lower cost way to do it.
Let me
Legal
go type
Shield.
that in. Is that legal, legalshild.com?
Yep, that's correct.
I'm gonna type that in so everybody can see it. And
They have a private version of it, and they also have a business version of it. But yeah, it's a monthly subscription. And if you've got a document in your hand, you can fax it in, you can email it to them, and they will go over those documents. I mean, I'm not sure how far you can go with it as far as doing a real estate transaction, but you could definitely look into it if you're trying to keep your costs down.
very nice, very nice. That's a good one, Ronnie. I'm glad. See, different philosophies, different point of views. See blue.
Yeah, keeping an attorney on retainer is difficult, without cash.
Without cash, or yep. You know what's weird? Over time, you create relationships with people, and they. Let's see. We're almost done. Oh, yeah, for appreciation too, guys. You can always go down to your city, go down to the city codes department, and ask them for the city plan. You know, every single plan that they put together every year, it'll tell you where they are planning on putting the money. Oh, they took my website off. Let me put Legal Shield, guys. I'm sorry, I can't put it on there. They took it off.
I saw you put it up there. She's got it.
It says remove any website will be removed. Oh well, I can't do nothing about that. All right, next question is, let's get this done. What is the process of doing, well, I gotta take this, of doing a lease option to rent to own houses? What forms do I need? Kathy Bradford. Kathy, you're gonna have to send me an email. That's like asking me, how do you open up somebody's knee and get what's that thing? What's that surgery that we had, Ronnie? What's that surgery? Meniscus.
Arthroscopic knee surgery.
Yeah,
Meniscus.
Kathy, I love you. Thank you for watching. Specific moving parts, that's going to have to be on another webinar. Or if you want information on my inner circle, I can email you that. Realist, this guy. Rich. Chris, I have a property I'm working. Rich, I don't know where you're from. It's coming up on the auction. It's worth 150,000. They owe 135. Is it worth trying to short sale or just walk away because it is worth more than she owes? Brother Rich, I don't care. One of a true real estate investor's philosophy is you got to get this in your mind. I don't care what they owe. I don't care if you owe $1 million. We can always try to do a short sale. I have bought houses that they owed 170, 180. I paid 50 for them. When we bought recently, man, the guy owed 120. We paid 30 for it. So it's always a good opportunity to attempt to get a short sale, brother. All right, Ronnie.
Hey,
Anything else? Go ahead,
Chris,
brother.
is that like so? Basically, that's going back to the discipline thing, right? If you're looking at 150,000, well, should we try and sell it for 135 and pick up this bit of money?
That ain't happening.
But it pushes you back past your discipline, right? Your discipline is do short sale. If it doesn't work out, you really didn't have $20,000 in profit, so you just broke your rules, and so that's a bigger. You're opening yourself up to a lot more risk. So,
discipline.
No, I mean I'm with Chris on that one.
Discipline. Yeah, you look at everything you look at, Ronnie, you say, okay, I'm looking for my path. That's where remember we were talking about the best alternative to the negotiated agreement. It's okay to walk away, Ronnie. We have to realize that, listen, you're still the same person if you don't do the deal.
Yeah. I mean, but that 20,000 that you could potentially make is very, very tempting, but it's a snare.
Yeah.
It's a snare. You're one pipe burst away from losing $20,000. So, I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? So, like, if the problem is you need to do more than one. You gotta have two or three working in order to have a baseline. I mean, you can't just, oh man, we can pick up 15 grand here. I don't think that's a good philosophy.
All right, let's get out of here, Ronnie. It's 1:30. I'm going to Lynchburg, my brother, to go see Uncle Sammy and everybody.
You going to the hood?
We're going to Lynchburg in an hour, man. I'm taking my mom and grandma, and then my wife will be here for a little while. But
well, when you get there tonight, let's go live again and just talk so I can see everybody.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Guys,
Lynchburg.
thank you.
Where y'all staying at?
We got a hotel. Uncle Sammy got us a hotel, so we'll go there. Oh. 1 second, Ronnie. Don't move. I got to get something. I want you to see something. 1 second. Don't forget.
Subscribe to the channel. Mine is Ronnie Haskins. Chris's is Chris Haskins. We don't have a joint one at this time.
We will. We will. Subscribe, guys. Ronnie, thank you for watching. Oh, hold up. Kristen.
Thanks for being there for me, brother.
Legal Shield. She uses. Okay, so we got somebody that uses Legal Shield, Ronnie. I think that was a great idea, brother. A great idea.
Fantastic. I'm glad we could help.
Talk to y'all later.
Take care, people.